to a job, long forsaken. I've been working gutting the house. I've got to move this shed because I'm about to start grading this area, and the shed's still there. Was busy working inside the house though, so I'm trying to finish this up, hopefully in the next couple days, and be ready to actually start grading, which is really exciting. My peanut butter sandwich I made for a kid yesterday. It's got that nice honey crunch in the bread. I'm gonna wash that down with some pure spring water from the mountain behind us.
What I need to do is get this 6x6 underneath that side of the shed, just like this one is sitting underneath. The shed is actually sitting on this 6x6. All right, hopefully I can work with these jacks right where they are and just lift this up. I left this job really close to being done. See, this is getting loose here. That's exactly what we want to see. I'm hoping I can get about 2 or 3 more inches. I think that's enough. Now we're on this other side, and let's see what we can get here. And you might look down there and say, well, that's more than enough space for a 6x6 to go in. But if you look carefully at this beam, it bows way down in the middle. And so this middle section is really low actually compared to the ends. Next, I need to cut this to turn it into kind of a sled runner, just like I did on this one, rounded on the bottom. So hopefully it'll slide. I'm gonna try to match that approximately. For my favorite part, dragging this thing. It's about 30 pounds lighter than when I bought it. It's dried out a lot. So that's approximately where it's going to go. The challenge is setting it down. Even if I release this jack all the way, it won't be sitting on there because this is too high. And let's match this distance here on this other one. Let me do it like just like this, real simple. There. So there's our line. I may break this block in a second when I let this off. We'll find out. We need to get it as high as we can. And we're running into this bow here, so it's touching in the middle when I lift it up, but we still got almost 3 inches on this end. So we'll just have to get what we can get. And then I want this outside in line with the outside of this framing here, so I'll tap it out a little. Looking pretty good. Something I noticed is that this one is longer than this one by a couple inches, because look, let's see, this pretty well matches, but when you come to the other side, here's the old one, that long, sticking out, and this one is 3 inches, almost 3 inches, so I'm going to tap this back. This one needs to shift in a little. Okay, let's let these jacks off. We're gonna set the weight down on this 6x6 and just see how it lands. And we're gonna do that nice and easy, and just watch it.
Okay, a little bit there. And we're on the other end. We'll let off a little bit here. We're bending the whole shed. Remember that bowed beam I told you about? This beam that's inside the shed, the shed is high on that end and it goes low here in the middle and then it comes up. So we're actually partially straightening that by setting the whole thing down on this thing. But what we're doing is undoing that bow that probably happened over 10, 20, maybe 90 years. We're doing it in a minute. So we could hear some pretty big popping and cracking. I'm gonna go ahead and let the rest of this one off. And I'll go let the other side off completely. Alrighty, that worked. It's on that 6x6. The next thing I need to do is throw some of these strong ties up through the bottom of here and into the framing that's right here. They'll run up like this. I can't do it from the inside. There's like there's a floor up here, then the framing's down here, it's funky. But the problem is we're so close to the ground here, the space I have left for a driver, you can just see here, that's not gonna work, right? So what I actually need to do, and I've known this all along, is I actually have to lift this whole side of the shed up just so I can put ties in underneath it. I need to get this jack underneath here. It'll just fit, but I need to excavate a spot for a little foundation. Critical. Okay, that was easier than I thought. And here's why you need foundation. You'll notice this foundation is actually sinking into the ground a little bit. When you do this with a 2-story house, you'll push something about 12 inches into the ground. As you can see, it takes quite a bit of finagling to get things jacked up. But I think we're high enough now that I can put my connectors in. I'd like to, throw some temporary stuff in here just in case this thing, the jacks give away, which they won't if they're level and on something solid. In case the jacks give way, I don't get trapped under this shed. I'll get something temporary in here. I'll throw something on that end. And let's see if we got enough height. Alrighty. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's see if I can muscle this in. We're going into solid oak above, so I didn't quite get there yet. Nailed it. Yeah, this killed a drill that I'd had for 10 years. This job, putting these in. And it's not because they're hard to put in. People use these strong ties on decks and stuff. In modern lumber is soft. Old lumber, like this beam in here, oak, very, very hard. Probably twice as hard to screw into or nail into, if not more. All right, I've got about 6 more of these to put in. right, two big problems. One, I just kneeled in dog doo-doo. That's gross. The next one is I have one of these right here that for the life of me, I cannot get to go in. With this tool, I'm gonna try the drill. I think it's got a larger motor in it. And see if that will put it in. I think it will. Let's get a little running start on it. And it sunk it. Way more powerful. But I couldn't fit it in everywhere because it's a lot longer from the tip to the back. So it's nice to have a tool like that in a narrow space. Last one. Oh, we'll put it here. Okay, now we're gonna set this thing down one side at a time. Alrighty, it's down. Okay, we got it. We have probably a 4,000-pound sled here. Anyone want to go sledding with me? Well, you'll get to come when we do that. Hopefully in the next couple weeks, not long at all. This thing will be down there, completely out of the way. We'll be digging here. We're not totally done with this though. I've gotten most of it done, but I still have some more bracing and some more hardware to put it on there to try to guarantee that this thing doesn't come into pieces as we're moving it and turn into a big bonfire. I'm hoping against that because I really like this shed.